Hey guys, if you can hear me, please tell me that you can hear me, one, and I need to know what you can see, because from where I'm sitting, it doesn't look like anyone can see anything. And I don't know if I've got a really slow internet or if you guys can see stuff and I can't, which is fine. I can handle that. I fixed the delay, so if you're there, please talk to me. Hello, welcome everybody. Give me a chat. Tell me if you hear me. Okay, that's what you're supposed to see. That's great. So I want you to be able to see the Ladyliberty picture, and if that's what you see, we're going good. Now I want to know if you can see the window, my computer screen. So that's the next thing I need to know. Hi, Dr. B. You got your spots on here. I'm just going to check all this stuff before I get started, guys. Thank you that you can hear me. I appreciate it. I believe I have some exciting news about this gold raffle. I only have 2 spots left on each one for 2.5 gram and 1 gram. If you're not aware, if you want those spots, it's $8 a spot on the 1 gram gold, $12 a spot on the 2.5 gram gold. I have only 2 left. 2 spots on each one. So if you want any in on that, go ahead. Also, for the first, I have 4 spots left on a bullet. And what I was doing last night is on the bullet, I was saying if you guys like and share this, please like and share. If you do that, the first 4 people that do that didn't get put on this last night, I will put on the bullet for free. No $4 spot, for free. Like and share. That's all you got to do. It's the easiest thing you ever did. So the first 4 people that aren't on it, and I'm going to flip this around to my camera so you guys can see me. And I have a guest I'm going to introduce. And his name is John Smith, and he's been in the chats before.
Hi, how you doing?
He's the one I said that was his. Hopefully I didn't out him because I joked that was his real name, not his anonymous name.
Yep.
But his anonymous name is John Doe, so we're good.
Yeah.
So here's the, real quick, you guys, the spots for the bullet, the pieces of people that already have a spot. If your name is on there, you don't get one for free. But if you like and share and you are the... Hi, James. Thank you for being here. If you have not got your name on this list for bullets, okay, and you like and you share, I'll give you a free spot. The first 4 people. Here's the spots for gold. I have two left only because I was told that somebody wants one of these, 1 spot each. So as far as I know, I only have 2 left. So if you got $8, you got $12. What happened? Something happened? You not see me? You guys can't see me? This is on an immediate chat, so it should work. But you can hear me. Yeah? See here? I fixed the delay, I thought, so these things aren't coming in very quick. If you guys can hear and see me, I need to know. If you cannot, I'm going to play with this thing real quick and check my settings. Because all I see is Dr. B saying, uh-oh, what happened? Did I go away? I disappeared? Okay, so thanks, Mel. Mel wants 1 on each. So, John, tell him about yourself. Who are you?
Well, who am I? My name is John Smith, actually. My birth name is Michael Provost. So...
It's not John Smith after all.
Legally, it's John Smith.
I got you, Patricia.
I was born in Springfield, Massachusetts, raised in Worcester, Massachusetts. My mom gave me up for adoption. My adoptive family called me John Smith. My birth mother named me Michael Provost. Anyways, I went to high school, joined the Marine Corps, joined the workforce. Parents divorced. Ended up living with my dad as I was growing up. Dad dies. I moved out here to Montana back in 1999.
I graduated from high school in 1997.
Oh, okay.
Which isn't the same year at all.
Yeah.
But yes, Patricia, I saw you. So guess what, guys? I now only have one spot left on the 2.5 gram gold, which means as soon as somebody buys in that spot, we'll do the raffle. I do have 1 gram. I still have 2 spots left on 1 gram. So those are $8 spots. Please use PayPal if you've never used it before, and or you can use Cash App if you've never used PayPal before. If you guys want to use a super chat, that's fine, but YouTube takes like 30% of that money, of your money and my money. So I would like to use PayPal if we could, or Cash App. It's in the description box, or James can throw it up there because he has that information. And oh, by the way, thanks to Bree for the banner. I don't know what happened to my video for a minute that left, but Bree made this graphic for me, and it's beautiful. She's wonderful. If you know her, tell her good job and that I love it and use it all the time. I'm going to make a new intro with that. And Jim is here. Yay. And Jim, you're on there. I put you on earlier. Yes, there you are. I always have to check myself here. If you ever want to say anything, just go ahead. I'm thinking, Jim, remind me how many spots you did. You did 2. You did 1 on each, right? Yep, there you are. Got you. Got you. Okay, just have to check myself sometimes because I have bullet spots. Matt, if you like and share because you're not on it, if you like this and share it, I don't care where, share it to 5 different places or 1 different place, I will give you a free spot. If you want more than 1 spot, you got to buy in. That's that. If you want to do a 2 ounce, you guys, all you got to do is just start it. PayPal, please. PayPal is, yeah, Ladyliberty@countermail.com. So Jim's got 1 in each. Matt, if you like and share, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your dog, whoever else. So John here does gold or does silver stacking with me. Show him what you have. Show him your stuff.
I actually met her through 7K. She got me into the business.
Gotcha, Patricia.
And right now, what I have, and I'd like to also enter this as a raffle too. I have 10 1-ounce rounds, silver rounds.
Which is different from coins. How's that different from coins?
Coins have a denomination on them.
They
Rounds
do.
don't. They're just 1 ounce of silver.
What's a denomination?
A denomination is a set amount.
Okay, so like
a set agreed amount.
is that like face value?
Yes, it's
So is that the same as what you can sell it for?
no.
Right. So it'll say like $1, but it's really worth
Right.
15.
You could have a silver dollar. It has $1 on it. You could use it as a dollar, as legal tender, but you could also sell it as silver for silver content.
I'm sorry to put that in your face, but he's right. You can sell it for the content of the silver. That's the bullet spot because somebody asked real quick, and I just wanted to throw that up. I put you on there, Matt. I put you on there, Patricia. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, anyways, I have 10 ounces of silver that I'd also like to add to the raffle today.
All 10?
If anybody, if you're interested in it, yeah, sure.
Well, let's see what you got.
Well, I have a actually it's OPM.
Let's see. Made in the USA. So is OPM must be a...
Not opium, OPM.
I know. But if you say it fast enough, it looks like opium.
Yeah.
Sounds like opium.
Yeah. I have one of these. This is a...
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Some of the artwork on these things are really nice.
If you're into Bambi, you don't want this one because, you know, Bambi's mom dies. And that would make you sad every time you looked at it, right?
Yeah.
But if you hate Bambi, this might be the one for you.
Another opium. Opium.
Oh, by the way, I still have 2 spots left for free. If you like and share and tell me you did so, like and share. I'll put you on the bullet. Hold on real quick. I'm going to show. I got 2 spots left on that bullet. Otherwise, I've got, 2 spots left on a gram of gold. And 1 spot left on 2.5 grams. All we got to do is get that 1 spot done. And if I missed it, just please, James, tell me. Okay.
I have another one from the USS Assay Office.
The assay office.
That is from the 80s, I believe.
But we don't know because it's a round, not a coin, so there's probably not a date.
I think there is a date.
Oh, 1981.
1981.
There it is.
Yep.
I wish it was
That's
84.
why it's so tarnished.
Yeah, but it's still worth the price of silver.
Yep.
Here's the other side. Pretty cool.
I have an American Eagle. Not an American Eagle coin, an American Eagle round.
Round. These are We're pretty familiar with those.
Another OPM.
Gotcha.
Another
YT.
OPM. Hey, we got OPMs
Whitey.
all over the place here.
Ooh, what's the
Hey,
opium on
OPM
board?
again.
Oh, got you, Patricia.
Oh, here's an interesting one. GTA Feeds. That's
Ooh.
a GTA Feeds one.
GTA feeds. Ah, okay.
I think that's advertising a feeding company.
Yeah, this is interesting. This has got to be old, right? Because not many regular food or whatever companies would
Yeah.
really advertise on silver nowadays because nobody knows what it is.
And last one is
Okay,
still
Mel,
another
thanks.
OPM.
Okay, the good news is, that's the wrong one. The good news is two of these are full now. So I'm going to interrupt. Well, he was done. That was the last
Yeah.
one, right? Okay. Whitey, we got Whitey in here.
Oh, okay.
I'm an obvious racist.
All right.
Don't worry, you're amongst good people. We're all racist around here. We're right wing.
I'm not racist. I hate everybody.
There you go. See, it's really simple that way. Okay,
Yeah.
Mel. So Mel and Whitey closed up the silver bullet, and Patricia closed up our gold for 2.5. There's still 2 spots left on the 1 gram gold, and if I missed you, let me know, James. Those are $8, so there's still 2 spots to close that up, and we can do it. However, since we're done with these 2, I'm going to show these real slow, so you can, if you're here, you can make sure Patricia, I have you in there twice, and I'm pretty sure that's right. I think I have all the rest right because I filled it out really slow throughout the day. If that was too fast for you to figure out, I'm sorry. My handwriting's terrible. There's the bullet. These are the people that I saw. If I missed you, don't cry. There's other bullets. There's other chances. There's other things that go on, right?
Yeah.
Everything, all's
They
fair.
always make more.
They do always make more. It's crazy. So, look at me. I'm on the phaser. Isn't it exciting? I was really excited. I want you guys to be as excited as I was because I love being on the phaser. If you don't know, that's SGT Report. And that is his, that's so annoying. That is one of his mini websites. He has also the Liberty Mill. Okay, first I'm going to do the bullet because there's 10 spots. I don't want to mess this up, right? 10 spots on the bullet. Okay, Matt. 2 spots. No, James, there's not two. The 2.5 gram gold is closed. There's not 2 spots. And now there's only 1 spot because Matt's going to do a gold on the $8 gold. Right. I got 1 spot. That's it. All I've got for gold is 1 spot. Bullet's full. I can do another bullet. I can do a 2-ounce bullet. I even have a sheet ready because I'm really starting to learn how to organize. It's amazing. Well, James, all he can do is the 1 gram, not ounce, because I only have spots left on the gram. So I thought I put the delay off, but maybe we're still delayed. But okay, everyone happy and ready for me to do this because I'm going to wait for a yes on that. Oh, boo. You can too. Oh, wait. Unless you're out of money. Then you can't. But if you would have been here sooner, Black Eagle, if you would have liked and shared, I would have given you a free spot. But no. Well, Matt says yes. He says go ahead with the bullet. So I'm going to do it. Da-da. Number 1, that's Lisa. She may not be here. She was here last night. She's excited. Oh, she's going to be so excited.
Oh,
Way to
Lisa
go,
gets the bullet.
Lisa. Yeah, Lisa has been emailing me for a while.
Oh, now she gets a bullet.
And now she gets a bullet. She is going to be so excited. Way to go, Lisa. Woo!
Which bullet did she get?
It is a 1-ounce bullet because I'm not giving away my 2-ounce bullets. You're crazy if you think I'm going to do that. Okay. Now,
Like I said, they'll make more.
I'm going to turn this around. They will make more. I'm going to turn this around because James was asking me on this is the 2.5 gram I've got full. Patricia said she wanted 2 spots. At first it was 1, then she said she wanted 2. The rest of it was pretty much already filled out except for Mel. So Mel's on there now. And it's very messy, but it's there. So, or wait, did Mel want one on the other spot? Or the other one? Yeah, Mel's number 14. So, anyway, does that look good to y'all? Anyone got, I don't know, I'm just talking. Anyway, so I have 15 spots on the 2.5 gram. I thought it was, I'm glad I looked at that. See?
Oh.
Woo, 15 spots. I don't want to do that at 12 because Red Pill, Mel, and Lisa would be like, excuse me, rude. Oh, Black Eagle sniffling. Well, there's other chances, because I'm here every week. I don't know if you know. So, yeah, you are on the 1 gram, Matt. You're on the 1 gram. You're number 4. Number 4. I still have 1 spot left on the 1 gram. All anybody has to do is say, I'll do it, I'll take it. And then you have to actually pay me $8 or else you never get to play again. So, okay, cool. I'm going to turn us around. Turn around, bright eyes. They love it when I sing.
Yeah.
Probably not. It's probably not true. Oh, the kids get to go to a movie tonight. They are excited.
What are they going to see?
Well, they're going to go see something that I don't really love that they're going to go see, but they're going to go see Aladdin.
Ah.
And I think, Will Smith is obviously
Jinn.
totally gay.
A Jinn movie. Yeah.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? I mean, you can't. You learn the things yourself, and you still got to enjoy movies and have a good time out in life, and then you just don't let it get to you, unless it's a total horror movie, and then no, I don't do that. But for your kids, you got to teach them the right things, but you don't keep them from everything, because if you keep them from everything, they're just going to want to do everything.
Right. They rebel.
Right. So their aunt is going to take them.
When I was growing up, I always thought Nightmare on Elm Street was a comedy because Freddy always gave him a one-liner before he killed him.
He did always do that, and it was super cheesy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do the gold, 2.5 gram. There's 15 spots. And here I go. Are you guys ready? Drum roll. Number 4. Oh my gosh.
Who is it?
Red Pill.
All right.
He is going to be so excited. Look at that. Woo! Red Pill. Wow, that's exciting for him.
Oh, looks like Red Pill's getting a silver pill.
He also won the Mickey Gym, uncirculated Mickey. So it's not the MS-70, but it's Gym uncirculated, so it's probably 65. He won that too.
Lucky guy.
James usually wins. James wins a lot. James has a lot of silver I need to send him. And okay, Patricia just closed out my 1 gram. Gotcha. Yay, now I get to do that one too. This is a fun night. By the way, people, be on Red Pill tomorrow night. I'm going to a gun show in the morning, but I will be in a hotel with internet, and I'm going to go live with Red Pill, and we're going to talk about Boulay stuff, but be there because I'm going to start another raffle, but it's going to be a bigger piece of gold. I think we might do as much as a 1/4 ounce.
Quarter ounce, that's good size.
It's a good size. Yeah, I could never afford. Bye, love you. I could never afford it unless I was getting in on a raffle.
Right.
Because it's possible they could win. I don't know. A 1/4 ounce is some like $300 and some dollars. You could win that on one spot, and if you pay $45 for a spot and you win.
Yeah, you're getting it at way below spot price.
Way below spot price at that point. Yeah. So we've been talking some raffle ideas. So that's one of the reasons that John even came on here is because he knows gold and silver. And then he knows the stuff that I'm looking into way better than I do. So he gets to test my knowledge. It's very fun to test my knowledge. So thanks, Patricia, for closing up the 1 gram.
Have you been watching the gold and silver ratio lately?
90.
Yeah.
90 to 1. Yeah, we talked. So I sent an article out to all my team. This is the 1 gram gold as it is, as it stands. Tell me if I did anything wrong. But Mike Maloney just came out with a video on it. Did you watch that?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I will.
Basically saying what we were just saying, that we've only seen this 2 times in our lifetime, probably even our parents' lifetime, that it's gotten to 90. Do you know what the natural ratio is?
No.
16 to 1.
16 to 1?
So that means in the earth, there's, from gold to silver, if you were looking at ounces, for 1 ounce of gold, pretend this is gold, it would be 16 ounces of silver.
Right.
Well, our dollar ratio for gold to silver right now is 90 to 1. So for 1 ounce of gold,
90 ounces of silver.
Yep. It's crazy. That's fine, Matt. It's not a big deal because I know how to find you if you don't pay me. So this is full now. I never know which way to go here. I'm like, just, woo, could you read it now? Earthquake. Ah! Okay. Just kidding. There it is. I'll block your face. Haha. Block my face. Block your face. Block my face. Okay, I'll stop. There it is. This is the one that's 12. So I'm going to do this now. No. I'm so glad the window capture is working. At least I assume so because you guys haven't said anything about it not working. And I'm going to go with that it must be working. How many spots? 12 spots. I need like a little, what do you call it? Sesame Street sidekick?
Yeah.
That'd be fun. But then creepy. At the same time. Okay. Potentially missing out on 134 ounces of silver right now. Oh, you know what? That's what you buy the silver for, so that if you ever have an emergency like that, if you got to cash it in, then you don't lose your dollars.
Speaking of sidekicks, for the last 8 years, I've always wanted to find somebody to go with me as a sidekick on Halloween around work, because I work at Walmart. I was thinking of going as Walmart Man and Sidekick Sam.
That works because Sam Walton is the original creator of...
Exactly.
Well, that's pretty funny. Okay, drum roll. Number 3. Okay, we're on here. Dave M., who's probably not here tonight. He was here last night, though. Congratulations, Dave. Woo! Woo! Oh, yay! The crowds are going wild for Dave. Woo! Okay. Dave M., you win. That's all 3 raffles. That means, guess what time it is, kiddos? Do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for news. And I appreciate that you did this with a little. What I can do is I'm going to take some pictures of them before you go, of your silver.
Sure.
And then I'll put it up in the community and see what people like.
Okay.
And then we'll just pick that and raffle it.
Sure. That sounds good
and
to
you
me.
can do that on Facebook, too. If you have people that you think are going to come on, take pictures and say, what do you want to win?
Okay.
And then if you have a better response from people, then you tell me what that is, and then we'll go with it.
Okay, we can do that.
Are you crazy? I'm not spending any silver. Well, okay. I don't know. But if there's an emergency and all I have is silver, I'm going to do it. So once again, I'm on the phaser, guys. Look at that. This is a good video, though. And I do give SGT Report a shout out on that. And if you don't know who that is, well, you should find out. He's wonderful. And yay, James didn't win for once. Okay. So this article is kind of funny because it sounds like this guy, when it says when algorithms mess up, the nearest human gets the blame, which means somebody tried to Dave did see. Good job, Dave. Way to go. When when the AI messes up, who do you sue, guys? Who would you sue? Can you sue AI?
No, you can't sue it. I'd sue the computer programmer.
There we go. That's what they have to do.
Computers can't program themselves. They have to
Not
have an
yet.
outside force to do it.
I'm not sure that works for quantum computers. Maybe can program themselves, but not initially. They have to learn first.
Right.
And they got to get that information, from other dimensions.
Yeah.
Whether it be good or bad.
Right.
Ancient ones, maybe. Ancient ones dimensions. Depends on who you are. Gordy Rose wants ancient ones to give him his...
How ancient?
Well, he was referring to the Lovecraftian creatures of old, or... You ever look at Lovecraft?
I've heard of Lovecraft.
Creepy stuff.
Haven't looked into
Cthulhu.
it very much.
Cthulhu.
Yep, I've heard
That
of Cthulhu.
one. So that's what he was trying to... And he's the creator of the D-Wave, which is the first quantum computer that I know of. In other exciting news, Amazon defeated shareholders' vote on facial recognition. And by the way, John wants to show you guys how you can avoid detection from facial recognition.
Facial recognition goes by the shape of your face, the features of it, but yet it only goes in like this. If you do your head, put your head like that, it can't do that. It has to go like that.
I can see that because it kind of messes things up for me a little bit when I turn my...
Yeah.
You don't look the same. Stop.
Right.
Don't go the same way.
Yeah.
Maybe, it's only as smart as the people that make it, right? Well, unless it's going to other dimensions.
There are articles online and videos online that show you how to defeat facial recognition cameras.
Which is what we want. Even though they might take us to jail for it, I'm still willing to try to not be recognized by facial recognition. I don't know about you guys. But, anyway, what am I on next? I don't want to read the whole thing. Whatever. It looks like that the shareholders apparently don't want to use it or said it failed, or I don't care, to be honest. I'm not going to go over any more of that article. Because astronauts are using CRISPR in space. And I know I brought this up before, but I bring it up again because John is familiar with, I think it's Andrew Kreutzwelle.
Yes. Andrew Kreutzwelle is the German, what is he, astrophysicist or something?
Something like that.
He's a high-level scientist. I know that.
Yeah. The mayor of Babe City. Oh, thanks, Dr. B. Woo! Babe City, I own it, actually. I built it myself. So, but the thing about Kreutzwelle is he thinks it's interplanetary. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. He really seems to lean towards the interplanetary thing with the black goo. I don't. I think it's interdimensional. Demonic.
Well, interdimensional, interplanetary, you have to, in order to understand how they're related, you have to study the age of the Earth. And
Which we don't know.
we know that there's 7 races and sub-races of humanity.
Well, we know that they're starting to tell the truth, too, about it because
Right.
they changed their minds and said, we're not 13.5 billion years old. We're only 12.5 billion years old. So they're coming back in
Yeah.
on the time frame. And there's no Big Bang, if you ask me.
I've even heard that the carbon dating.
Oh, thank you, Urban. Thank you. God bless.
I've even heard that the carbon dating that they're basing everything on somehow is wrong because they're basing this carbon dating on an original calculation that was done a while ago, and that original calculation was wrong. So if that's wrong, everything else
I would
coming
believe.
from that would be
See, that's easy.
slightly skewed somehow.
That's easy to believe. I think that's totally easy to believe. Well, I mean, they also took Darwin's, they just took what Darwin said and turned it into an evolution, which actually is not what Darwin was trying to do. But, you know, they like to skew and hijack everything. Okay. Feel good about that? Do you feel good about that?
I feel good about that.
All right. Oh, and in 2020, I don't know why not 2021, because it seems like that's when everything's going to be happening. NASA will be sending living things, not dead things. I don't know if it's going to be those made up microorganisms that they can ingest food and it can actually digest it. It's that they're not actually they're not organic at all. They're human-made.
Microcomputers, maybe?
But they can eat and they can digest and then they can die and go into the soil.
Okay, so they are biodegradable.
Yes, that's always a word I have a hard time thinking of. Like the death pod.
Yeah.
Death pod that you can kill yourself and have your funeral right before you kill yourself, and they can hear what everyone has to say, and you don't get to change your mind, and then you get to push the button after your funeral, and then they just put you in the ground and everything degrades.
Yeah.
It's man-made
And
organisms.
a tree grows out of your ashes.
Oh, God bless. You know the circle of life. I swear, it's a beautiful thing. Oh, James Warbrack, did you push up your glasses before you typed that? I hope so. Actually. Just kidding. Okay, in 2020, NASA will send living things to deep space for the first time since Apollo. Now, what do you think, James, about space? Do you think that we are a spherical planet, a hollow Earth planet, or are we flat with a firmament, or could we be more than one of those things?
What do I think?
Yeah, what's your opinion?
I think we are a holographic planet. Or actually, the space around us is holographic from what I've
What does that
understood.
mean?
A holograph is basically a, let's see, how was it explained to me? A holograph is like when you look at something, you don't really see it till you look beyond it, then it pops out at you.
Okay.
Have you ever gotten those little 2-inch by 2-inch holographs in the Cracker Jack boxes, and you look at them and it's like little ridges on them, but yet you turn it one way
yeah. Kind of like those pictures that
Right.
from the movie Mallrats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Or with a holograph, if you take the holograph and you cut it in half, and you shoot a laser at one of the halves, somehow it'll project the whole thing.
Okay.
And I've even heard that our bodies are partly holographic. And one way to explain this is because if you have like maybe a headache, why do they massage your foot sometimes?
Okay, this is blowing my mind. I'm gonna have to think on that. I'm gonna have to file this. And when I say file, I don't mean throw it in the garbage.
No, you mean like
Like I'm gonna have to. Real quick thing.
examine it later. Yeah.
Thank you, P in Dub Q. I appreciate you. God bless. Thank you. Okay, so does that go along with any kind of flat Earth firmament thing?
I don't really know because I haven't studied the flat Earth yet.
Okay. Well, I'm asking because I don't know.
All right.
These are actually real questions.
Now, what I'd like to know is if I'm not saying the Earth is flat, I'm not saying it's not flat. If it is flat, are all the other planets flat too, or are they spherical?
Or
And if it is flat and all the other planets are spherical, why?
are the planets inside our atmosphere, inside the firmament?
Right.
Because the sun and the moon might be inside the firmament.
Right.
So we don't know, right? We don't know. But we also know that there's possibly a hollow Earth, which really complicates things a little bit.
Yeah, a little.
It's hard to. It's because, but if it's hollow, here's my idea. Maybe we're flat on top, right?
Right.
With our firmament,
Right.
but there's something below.
Right.
I don't know if they have a firmament. Doesn't maybe there's another firmament. Maybe that's what makes it spherical.
One of the arguments I have actually heard about flat Earth is the South Pole.
Mm-hmm.
If you look up a treaty, the South Pole Treaty, it says that civilians are not allowed to go there. Could it be the reason they're not allowed to go there is that they might look over the edge and find out that the Earth was flat?
Or will they find hollow Earth entrance?
Well, yeah, that's a possibility as well. Like, you mentioned Admiral Byrd.
Mm-hmm.
He went into hollow Earth through the South Pole.
Right. That's
He
what
didn't go through the
reports.
North Pole. He went through the South Pole.
Right. Right. And do you think there was probably less ice back then when that happened?
There had to have been less ice than there is now because there is a map.
The Agartha.
Not the Agartha.
No.
There's an old map.
Oh, I have it. An
An
Hold
old
on.
map
I'll
that
find it.
shows the land continent of South America. I don't know if it shows the one you're going to show, but
No,
it's,
I'm thinking of a different one.
Okay, yeah.
Is
But it
this
does
one?
actually show South
The
America.
Heinrich Barron National Geographic. Is that it? Hold on. I don't think they can see this, but I'm pulling up a map, and this is it, right?
Yeah.
There's no
pretty
ice
sure.
on it.
There's no ice on it.
Yeah.
Now, if we did not have aircraft back then, how did they know that landmass was shaped like that?
That's a great
when,
point.
When we use X-ray vision from space, supposedly, it matches up. That's like the Nazca lines and all these.
Are those the ley lines?
No, ley
That's
lines are
different.
energy lines.
Okay.
The Nazca lines, I believe, are like over in England. There's that tall guy. It's laid out on the ground, but the only way you can see it is from space. But it was created thousands of years ago, supposedly.
Probably based on Nephilim.
Something like that.
Okay.
But anyways, it was, why would you make something laid out on the ground that the only way you can see is from space when you supposedly did not have any aircraft back then?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
All right.
I'm not saying definitely because I wasn't around there. I can't talk from experience.
And when was it supposedly made? Because we know that the Nazis had created aircraft. Like UFO aircraft.
Yeah. I don't know, but there.
Well, we'll have to look into that. That'll be something I'll note.
Yeah, that would be interesting to look at. But I'm just, voicing my thoughts based on these.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Things.
That's how I come to my connections sometimes. Is I just talk it out loud, and then I say something as if I thought it all along, and it was literally connected at that moment.
It's like if A equals B and B equals C, does A also equal C?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. So you guys could see the picture I pulled up? Because I tried to do that one time, and it didn't look like the picture pulled up for everybody else. Was it the wrong picture, James? You tell me, because I was wrong once before. I will be wrong again if that's possible. Punjab. Okay, well, let's move on to a new one, because speaking of going to outer space, NASA and Virgin Orbit, which is obviously the 3D printing company, I guess, they printed a working rocket engine part. It works, and it's 3D printed. Now, here's the thing is, I don't know anything about 3D printing or why it would or would not even work. I am totally lost on this. Do you know anything about that 3D printing?
Yeah, I've seen 3D printing. 3D printing is where you take something about the size of this little card table here, and you it's like a machine that takes plastic string type material
Yeah.
and just lays it out in a
Right.
certain pattern, layer upon
What?
layer.
It's computer
upon layer.
generated pattern.
Right, it's a computer
Okay.
generated pattern, lays it out layer upon layer upon layer until the whole thing is done.
All right.
It's also like a plastic CNC machine, if you know what a CNC machine is.
Well, right here it's even saying that since 3D printing, also known as additive manufacturing, creates parts by building them up rather than carving them from. That
Right,
makes
right.
sense to me. I get
They
it.
don't carve something out of something. They build it up
Right.
from nothing.
Okay.
Right. And there's also technology that does buildings too that can do 3D printing with concrete.
Maybe it's the new concrete that James has talked about that's like as light as air.
I don't know.
James, they really need to find that. They need to do 3D printing of that light as air concrete. You know what though? What James and I talked about is that it puts a whole new meaning into concrete galoshes.
Oh yeah.
You can't
The
bury.
Italian shoe store.
You can't dump people in the river anymore with concrete galoshes if it's as light as air, or else I guess their feet would float and then the
But
rest of
he's
them would be
floating. Oh,
underwater.
maybe he's got gas or something. I don't know.
He's a witch.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's a witch.
do the witches float or do they sink?
Which witch is which?
Exactly. I have no idea, right? Because my history is programmed.
And I'm from Massachusetts too, and that's where Salem was. So I never went to Salem.
Aircrete. There you go. Aircrete. That's what it is.
Aircrete. All right.
And yeah, well,
Aircrete, concrete. Here's a question though: if pro and con are opposites, what's the opposite of Congress?
yeah.
Maybe that explains why this country is so messed up.
Except for the
I'm
progressives.
just saying.
Well, the progressives are all a problem, but of course that would be like the Luciferians to turn that upside down and make progress a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm progressive, although maybe progress.
Yeah, you're progressive in the wrong direction though.
That's true. Exactly. There's two ways you can go here.
Right.
By the way, if you haven't watched Black Mirror, watch Black Mirror because it is again, we were talking earlier. So John and I were talking earlier about movies and books that were written or made to tell the truth because they weren't sharing the true history. And you mentioned...
I mentioned Dean Koontz is one of the most famous authors of horror stories. And he wrote...
Air Hoffas, I had to say. Anyway, Dean Koontz.
Air Hoff Airlines. Dean Koontz wrote a book called Odd Thomas. And there's also a movie made out of it. You could probably find it on YouTube or something. But anyways, that book was sold as fiction, and in the book, it was a guy who worked in a restaurant, and he had the ability to see demons, and it was also noted in the movie that if the demons knew that you could see them, they would try to kill you. Well, the same thing is true with demons in real life, and what the Gnostics call the archons, the Christians call demons, the Islamics call the jinn, the Native Americans call the white brothers, et cetera, et cetera. It's different names for the same thing. But the point I'm trying to make here is that if Dean Koontz took that story and wrote it as a non-fiction, it would be too far-fetched to believe. He wouldn't be able to sell it. So he had to sell it as a fiction to make money.
Right. Truth is stranger than friction. Fiction. Friction is weird too. Gosh dang it. Friction's so weird.
She didn't speak well English. She gets her words mixed up.
I do that all the time because then I do this too much to where I'm trying to speak well. Okay, so Black Mirror is good because there was one episode where this made me think of it. There's an episode where with just their eyes they can scroll through past memories, like arguments, and then they can put it up on a television. So in that particular one, like the wife and the husband get in a fight, and she says, "I didn't say that," and he says, "Yes, you did," and then he pulls it up where she said it, on this TV screen just by having these things in his eyes. That's what this. So this made me think of that. It's some kind of contact lens.
That reminds me of the Akashic Records.
Do explain that.
Okay.
I mean, unless it's going to take too long.
Have you ever heard of something in the Bible called the Book of Life?
No.
Okay, the Book of Life is basically a library, a celestial library, as it were, where whatever happens is always being recorded, and your name is in the Book of Life, and if your name is in the Book of Life, you're going to heaven and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And
I have heard of that.
Okay, well, anyways, the Akashic Records is stuff that is being recorded from the get my nerves mixed up. The beginning of time up until the present and as time is going. Now, these are like a library, as it were, in a different dimension that if you know how to access it, you can access true history.
Ooh.
True history.
Wait, who is in charge of it? Good guys or bad guys or something?
I hope it's good guys.
Me too. That's what I'm wondering.
But
maybe that's what people like Gordy Rose are trying to get with his D-Wave computer.
Have you ever heard of a woman called H.P. Blavatsky?
No.
H.P. Blavatsky was one of the founders of a group that is based now in Chicago. They were a bunch of people who like to access the paranormal, the metaphysical, as it were.
Like seances?
Like seances and stuff like that. She wrote a lot of interesting books. I forget the name of the group that she
That's all right.
ran.
Somebody will look it up if they want to know really badly.
Yeah, but anyways, she wrote a series of like 3 or 4 books, and I believe that the only way she could have accessed this information was by accessing the Akashic records.
So again, I'm going to say, I wonder if that's what Gordy Rose is trying to do with his D-Wave computers, because he talks about going to, so they talk about in quantum computers that they have this technology and ability, but they don't know where the answer is coming from. They're sending out the problem and the answer's coming back, but they don't know from where.
Know the source. Okay.
So I don't now Gordy Rose apparently is a Luciferian because he wants it to be these like Cthulhu, H.P. Lovecraftian style creatures that actually he calls demonic. He does say those words. He jokes that he's looking for new people and he wants demonologists, but maybe that's what he's trying to reach when he says that. But maybe he thinks that who's in charge of it are the Cthulhu like Lovecraftian ancient ones is what he calls them.
Yeah.
And then Black Eagle says, Book of Life may be computerized because you know how big that book would have to be with all the information in it. Well, it'd be on a quantum computer, or it's in another dimension.
It would make NAFTA look like a pamphlet.
The New Aurora computer. What it really is the Book of Life brought to planet Earth for all to see. Oh, that's not good for me. Well, anyway, Black Mirror, good show. I mean, it even has the social media stuff on there before any of us even knew social media. I'm sorry, not social media, social credit score. Before any of us knew social credit scores was becoming a thing. And now we know China has implemented the social credit score. And they've been trying to do it here by putting chips in our phones and chips in our computers to follow us and determine everything that we're doing. Right. And part of that's the social credit score, so that they can not approve us of a house or if we talk to the wrong person or
That's where it helps to have cash, because you don't need credit if you have cash.
Or silver and gold.
Right.
So
exactly. Yeah.
We're all going to have our own commune and screw all that noise anyway. I don't care.
And that now, when you were talking about China wanting our credit score and stuff, that means that they're involved in commerce. I bet you if you look in the Securities Exchange Commission, you'll see China listed as a corporation there. You'll see all other countries listed as corporations there.
Well, we do know that Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were on board with all of those chips and being in our computers and our phones and in military equipment.
Yep.
And then we also know that part of that was to get us in, I believe, to get us into war against Russia. She's siding with people like they were siding with people in like China,
right,
and Mexico. And I made a whole video about that they were building military equipment in Mexico. Chinese were having it all built in Mexico, so that they could rush. So part of the wall is important because they would rush the border.
Right.
And what they would do is they'd come all the way from Mexico through the whole United States all the way up into Canada, who we know is on their side too.
Right.
Until they've taken over the whole U.S., and that's when they would normalize and redistribute wealth and do all the stuff that the dictator type stuff that they do.
I've always envisioned China attacking us by going up to the North American-Canadian border, or U.S.-Canadian border, linking arms and just marching south.
So that could be too, but I had heard and seen reports that they were building weapons and military armored vehicles and all these and tanks and in Mexico.
Okay.
And that they would push from the south, and that's why the wall. Because is it possible that President Trump had to build a wall there first for that reason?
It's a possibility.
But we also know that what's his name? What's our senator? Who's so he's a loser. We hate him. We don't like him. God,
I think they all
Tester,
are.
Tester,
Yeah.
Tester.
Yeah, Tester.
He was fake. He did not
Yeah.
win that election, but he
Tester
says he
was-
won the election because he rigged the election. Anyway, I think he's definitely, you look at the border states up here and they're a big problem too.
Yep. Mhm.
So for sure, but that also means if they're on board up in the north, and the south they come from the south and they push through to the north's going to let them in.
Right.
They're not going to stop it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway.
And when you're talking about making them in Mexico, I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, China already has cheap labor. Why make it there? But it'd be a lot easier to make it in
Yeah.
Mexico because all you gotta do is walk it right out the door.
Exactly.
It's already made right there. You don't have to transport it half
That's
a world
exactly
away.
why. Yeah. So
Right.
even though it may have saved them some kind of money, it was more discreet. So maybe you could hide it.
Right.
And there was people, I've seen it. A video where guys spoke about it. I also found articles where they wrote about it. This was back, during Obama's administration. Now I bet it's kind of all halted right now.
I'm sure a lot of this is compartmentalization too. And when I mean compartmentalization, I'll tell you an example of what I mean. A guy worked at a baby carriage factory.
A baby carriage factory?
Right.
Okay.
This is a story. But a guy worked at a baby carriage factory during World War II. His wife was going to have a baby. But yet they were paying him such little amount that he couldn't afford a baby carriage for his new coming baby.
Okay.
So he decided to steal one part from each department. Right? Got all the parts home, put it all together. He didn't have a baby carriage. He had a machine gun.
Okay.
That's what I mean by compartmentalization. Each compartment doesn't know what the other one is doing,
Yeah.
and they just do their job.
Right.
But yet the people at the top know what the whole process is.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. We know that China isn't the problem. It's, the Rothschilds or the
Yeah.
Payseurs. Have you heard of the Payseurs, guys? Just kidding. Of course you have, because what's his name in the Matrix only talks about the Payseurs. And we're all sick of it. So, okay. Well, speaking of China, guys, check this out. Oops. Wrong thing. It's a process. We as a species need to come to terms with CRISPR technology as China awaits the birth of a third genetically modified baby. Well, I doubt that's true. I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of modified human beings already. I think our sports people are definitely such. Probably do have some clones.
But the thing with those genetically modified babies is more than likely they probably won't have a soul.
That's a really interesting point. So they're like those golems then,
Yeah.
which is great if you need people on the in battle, like a battle,
Right.
battalion.
They're actually, I'm glad you mentioned that because there is a guy that I know of, the videos online. He is part of a Black Ops program called Project Talent. He was first generation. Now, these government programs have multiple generations.
Yeah, absolutely. Because by the time we got Google Earth, it was already retired from the NSA a long time ago.
Right. Well, this guy, I forget his name. He's Native American from Kentucky. He has white hair now, but he was from the Vietnam era, and he was in Project Talent, first generation. Him and another guy that he knows who was part of that from Arizona who likes computers. I forget his name too. But I remember in an interview or in a presentation they did, they said that there are robots that have been made that look human. They act human. They can sit on a medical examination table, pass all the surface tests with flying colors, blood pressure, body temperature, everything with flying colors. But inside they are mechanic. 2 of these can lift an M1 Abrams tank from what I've heard.
There you go.
Okay? An army does not build weapons it does not intend to use.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Now, these have also been used in space travel, off-planet wars, as it were, stuff like that.
Sure.
And this guy says, For the life of me, I just can't remember his name. I can picture his
That's
face
okay.
in my mind.
When he thinks of it at 3
Yeah.
a.m., we'll send you guys all out an email mass alert and wake you up.
You know, wake up. My wife's like,
Text
what? Huh?
everybody. We'll make it happen.
Anyways, yeah. The point I'm making is that these robots are real. Have you ever heard of the Terminator movies?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the company that made the Terminator?
Skynet.
No, not Skynet.
It wasn't. Uh-oh, I don't know the company.
Um,
I just always thought it was Skynet.
No, Skynet is the computer program, but there's a company that
Oh.
made
What's the company
the
name?
robots.
You don't remember that either?
I don't remember that. Does anybody out there remember
What's the company that makes
the
the
company
Terminator?
that made the Terminator robots?
Probably Gollum or something.
No. But anyways, if you look up that company, it
exists.
It exists, and
There
it's
you go.
located in Japan. And what they do is they make exoskeletons for crippled people.
Right, of course,
But yet-
prosthetics
Big
or something.
companies like that, I'm sure they have black budget contracts, and you don't hear what those black budget contracts deal with.
Well, and again, they're 3D printing,
Right.
prosthetics now for arms and legs and other things.
Right.
So this is good because I'm going to give you guys a little teaser. We're not going to talk about this because I'm making my video on this. The movie Get Out very much talks a lot about this kind of thing.
Get out!
For real.
All right.
I'm not lying. It's the truth. You didn't get me on that one. I knew what you were doing. But anyway, it's about transmutation, and it's so transmutation is an alchemical thing. But it also can apply to the human soul, and
Transmutation of souls, yes.
right. So what I have done in the past is I did a video on AI, right, in that they're making these AI because some demons need a soul, not the old ones, not the fallen angels from the beginning. Probably
No.
they've got enough of that they can show up here
Yeah.
as whatever they
Yeah,
want.
they're on the higher levels.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are demons that cannot do that, and they crave and need a body to be here,
Right.
to be seen or to do anything.
Yeah.
They can't
to
even
exist.
physically. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So you create the golem, right? Or you create these things that you're talking about, and now they've created a body to inhabit.
Right.
Or if what you're saying is true, and there's no soul even for a test tube baby, which scares me, to be frank, that's terrifying to me. But if that's the case, then boy, Gattaca. Did you ever see that movie?
No.
Oh,
Gattaca?
yeah. So that's where they genetically modify their kids, and some of them choose not to. It's almost like we're going to be the ones that don't, and we're going to be the ones that do. But the ones that don't never get the high-end jobs and never get the good stuff.
Well, you are what you eat. If we keep eating all these GMO foods, yeah, we'll be genetically modified.
Oh, we already are.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Morgellons and
Yep.
Lyme disease and syphilis, apparently.
Yep.
Anyway, the people that's where Midnight comes in, right? So Midnight, the book by Dean Koontz, where they're growing the wires out of their body and they're plugging into the computers at night.
Yes, that's similar to the what's that one where they go to the different dimensions with the blue people and they plug their hair into the tree?
yeah, Avatar.
Avatar, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I never watched it, but
Right.
my dad would say that because my dad read that book by Dean Koontz.
Right.
But what's so interesting in Dean Koontz, since we're talking about there's some truth to these, is that you've got the transhumans, right, that they plug into the computers and the wires come out of them, and it's just, they never sleep. They just sit there plugged into the computer all night. They also had a problem with regressors. They were like feral animals that came out of this whole project. I'm going to need to read it again or get the
Really?
synopsis. But yeah, there's this whole other group that came out of it that were these feral, dangerous, on the opposite end, right, of the spectrum of what they were trying to do. And I don't think it was on purpose, if I remember right. Boy, Dean Koontz, you have to go back to a lot of those because he also had Watchers. Do you remember that one where they created the army? They was trying to create the best military army guy, like we were just talking about.
Yep, super soldier.
Yes, and the dog was intelligent, and they named the dog Einstein.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Just like in Back to the Future. The dog is named Einstein.
I feel like we could do this all night.
I just remembered another one. Okay, do you remember me telling you about how these demons feed off of our energy?
Cyberdyne.
Cyberdyne, yes. Thank you.
Thanks, Mel.
Cyberdyne. Google Cyberdyne. You'll see it's a company located in Japan. I don't know what city in Japan, but
Nice
they
weather.
do manufacture exoskeletons for people that are crippled, which is a good thing initially. But I'm pretty sure that they have a black budget that they have contracted with the government where they make these super soldiers, cyborg, robot, whatever, with it. human-looking exoskeleton. Uh-oh, we got Fly Hunter here.
Yeah, I'm hunting a fly.
Dun,
But anyway,
dun,
yes,
dun, 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 dun.
it will land again.
It will land. It,
It
has to
shall
land.
land.
What goes up must come down.
If you bring it, they will land. But that's not true because once you get the fly swatter, they never land.
Now, do you remember I was just talking to you about the archons and the demons and how they need our negative energy to feed off of to survive?
Yeah, like vampires.
Monsters Incorporated, the
Yes.
movie.
Adrenochrome right in front of your face, right?
Yes, Monsters Incorporated.
Absolutely.
Bam. You know,
Yep, that one.
if that doesn't show you it, nothing will.
And here's the sad thing. Before I was awakened to a lot of the stuff, I won't say I'm woke because people think that they could take one red pill and now they're awake, right?
No.
And I'm like,
Far
nope,
from
there's
it.
a lot more red pills to
You're
take.
going in the right direction, but you're
Like,
not there yet.
Glad you took one.
Yep.
Keep taking them every day.
Yep.
Some of them are bigger than others. But yeah, what made me sad is I loved that movie.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
know.
it-
I liked it too.
Yeah, I was like, and then I heard that. I was like, I hate this movie now. I feel like I can never watch it again.
And the reason you like is because it's fictional. You don't think, oh, this will never happen. It's fictional.
Well, of course, because they make it monsters in the closet.
Right. Yeah.
And it's funny, and they're funny characters. And
Exactly. That's how they hide stuff in plain sight.
Exactly, and that's what somebody just said here. That's what Matt just said.
Yep.
You know, like the one character with the one eye, the
Yeah.
Cyclops. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot. Like I said, I just watched the movie Get Out for the second time. The first time I watched it, I'd probably taken a couple red pills, right?
Yeah.
But not enough to even know what I was watching.
There is a book out called The Goetta. The Goetta is actually a book that is called Solomon's Magic Book, where I heard that Solomon used demons to build his temple.
Solomon has demons as slaves.
Exactly. He used that book, or he used the incantations in that book to summon those demons.
Now,
That book is available online.
I've read that the only time you should summon demons is if you're going to enslave them.
Yeah.
But otherwise, don't even mess with it.
The best demon is an enslaved demon.
That's interesting. I'm glad you brought that up
Yeah.
because I was talking with somebody about that
Yeah.
recently. I think it was James.
It's called the Goetta, Goeta,
Okay.
and there's a PDF version of it online. I wouldn't go out and say these incantations out
No,
loud,
don't
but
do-
you know, it's interesting to look at, and it also lists like, oh, I don't know, a couple hundred demons and what their levels are within the
definitely don't say
demonic
their names.
realm and all that stuff. And yeah, it's very interesting.
What I would say is if you're going to look at anything ever, which is something I forget to do, but then I remember because I start to feel something negative or bad,
Right.
pray the armor of God
Yes.
before you continue any further. And just pray that protection because it does help me
Yes.
to put the armor of God on because it protects my heart, soul, and mind to be able to. This is a battle. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're reading information, but this is blowing our minds. It's a battle for our mind. It's
It
a battle
is.
for our
It's
soul.
just like Alex Jones says, it's a battle for your mind, and that's his call sign, or as it were.
before
yeah,
before he
it-
was hijacked.
Yeah, yeah. He woke me up to a lot of stuff.
I
that, you
I
know,
believe
it's-
that. And that's what's
yeah.
sad about that
Right.
situation because I believe that there was a time that Alex Jones was doing the right thing. I just
Right.
don't think so anymore.
Yeah, he's become, like you said, hijacked.
Watch Anon the movie.
Anon,
Oh,
Anon,
wait. Oh, is it Anon?
Anon,
Anon.
Anon.
Yeah, but I mean, I just say it. I just say.
I've
Anon.
heard of it.
Like QAnon.
There's a lot of movies I've heard of that I haven't seen.
Oh, there's probably a million. And yeah, I've watched.
Yes.
I've watched a ton of
Yeah.
Kubrick. I've watched 2001. I've watched
Yeah.
2010. I read
The
Arthur C.
Kennedy
Clarke
assassination, and
oh,
yeah,
yeah, gosh.
that's been
Well,
done
and
to
then-
death. Excuse the pun, but
Then you got to be careful because you can't watch historical movies because they're lying. You know, if you watch a movie like Celine, what is it? Oh God, I don't know. The wife of Martin Luther King.
yeah.
You know, these are false history teachings. So
Right,
when they
yeah.
start doing it's
Just
not
like-
documentary, but it's
just like 9/11, you know, and
Yeah.
the media. There's something that I've learned recently, a couple of days ago, is that YouTube is censoring alternative news to the point where no matter what you look for like conspiracy stuff, as it were, 9/11, take the example of 9/11, you know, you're always going to find the establishment's version first. It's a
Yeah,
pattern that
there
they
you
do.
go.
You always find ABC, NBC, CBS, Alphabet Soup companies, their videos are always going to be first.
Yep. Well, and when they did that, it was in January
Yep.
that they announced that. And it didn't affect me a lot, but now we're really seeing it because when I go to my YouTube, all the suggestions are those channels.
Right.
And I do physically go and say I'm not interested in this channel. I take the time to do it every time they do that to me because it does actually help clean it up to where I start getting the stuff that I like again, which is annoying and time consuming, but I'm going to keep doing it. But now they're going to start pulling you down if you are anti-vaccine. They're just going to pull your whole channel down. They'll either demonetize you or pull your channel down if you're anti-vaccine or if you say the earth is flat. This video could get pulled for this.
You know what to do? There is a way around that where they can't fight back. What you do is you make this video, you burn it to DVD, you keep that DVD in your library, you burn copies of it and hand it out to people.
Well, exactly. Well, yes, and I have backups. I even have a backup YouTube, but that'll get pulled too. But I have BitChute and Brighteon, and so I can back these things up, and I own all my own videos.
Right. Yeah.
So I can do those things, but it is harder to get people to watch them at that point.
I am predicting that the censorship will get so bad that we will probably end up with information exchange conventions, as it were.
Oh, that's actually sounds pretty cool.
Like, you know how we have gun shows? Well, instead of guns and ammunition and stuff like that, we just sit around tables and exchange information. Like, oh, okay, you got this book, here's a DVD, and stuff like that.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Because that, like a round table.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
but
I mean.
You have a whole big convention of it in a convention center and stuff like that.
But then you got to have topics, right? Like, this is the flat earth group. Like, we're going to do some flat versus hollow versus hologram. This is just the earth group, right? We're just going to talk about those, not just flat earth, but we're just going to talk about earth and what we think of it.
Or maybe you don't talk about it. You just have the stuff on your table and the public goes around.
Like a convention.
Right, yeah,
exactly. Is that what you said?
Yeah, convention. Well, convention for lack of a better term.
So like you'd have your booth and your table.
Right.
Kind of like gun shows. I have my silver. Some people have their guns. Some people have knives. Some people have safes.
Right.
I have my silver.
But you have information that you want to offer the public because YouTube has censored you to the point where you can't give that information to the public.
That's a brilliant idea. We should
you do that to circumvent their control.
So instead of Comic Con, it could be Truth Con.
Right, Truth Con or Info Con or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Pill Con.
Red Pill Con.
Wait, that sounds like we're conning somebody. God. It's backwards. Okay, well, anyway, I want to bring up this article because 23andMe, if you don't know, and I bet you do because if you're here, you have a clue, that this is a really bad idea because it's a genetics testing company. But guess what? They're coming to a door near you because they're going to pair up with Airbnb. And so if you want to get an Airbnb, oh, by the way, are they going to take the genetic off the glass you drink out of? Because Airbnbs are things you stay in, right, when you travel?
Right.
So what are they going to do? They're partnering up. Just so you know, if you stay in an Airbnb, I think they can probably keep your garbage and take a swab off of maybe something you drink. I think that's where
maybe even the doorknobs.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, they're not going to say that's what they're doing.
You leave DNA with everything you touch.
Exactly. So, which would make it seem like you could do that without an Airbnb, but it must be harder to get it off of a doorknob from a finger. I think that's got to be harder. I think they need like your saliva.
Yeah.
Or blood or something.
There's too much on the doorknob. There might be too many oils and dirt and stuff to get a good
lotion. Or like me, I try to grind off my fingerprints. Not really. I just have really dry skin, so I like do the little But maybe it'll grind off my fingerprints one day. That'd be great.
Well, you don't have to grind off fingerprints. Just put Scotch tape around the tips of your fingers.
Oh, but then you can't really feel anything, and that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But so whatever they're doing, it's creepy. It's the genealogy themed guided tours are going to make it again right in front of your face. You're going to make it look like it's great. Be a part of this. Some dipshits are going to be. I'm sorry, I have to put a dime in the swear jar now. A silver dime. Yeah, a silver dime. Not
sound effects.
Oh, the fly's back. Land, jerk. All right, but anyway, they're going to send you your ancestry report, and you're going to go, oh, look, I'm actually black. I always thought I was white.
The vessel is black.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, whatever. You might be Native American, and you and Pocahontas can hang out and talk, Native American recipes all day long. Oh, ew.
Almost got him.
Golly. You're like the, wax on, wax off guy. Okay. Well, anyway, before they take a DNA test, people should, at the bottom they say people should think about what they're doing before they take a DNA test. Well, at least they're kind of telling some truth here that they might share with law enforcement and things like that. But I'm sure they have cameras in there too, like secret cameras taking your pictures so that they can get a facial recognition. Oh, that fly is making me crazy. Okay, well, don't do it. Did you ever watch Heathers?
No.
Heathers had a band in there called like Good Fun. Okay, so one of the best movies ever because all these girls named Heather, they're total bitches.
Yeah.
And they're like the elite high school girls, and Veronica wants to be their friend, and they all play croquet together, and then they have these basic Veronica always has basic conversations with her parents. Well, Christian Slater's the bad boy comes to town, and he's got like a weird dad who's obviously psychotic, and Christian Slater's a little psychotic, and they start killing off other students. But he tricks her because she doesn't know she's killing. Veronica doesn't know she's killing. Like they kill her friend Heather, the first Heather, and she doesn't know she's killing them at first, and then it becomes cult classic Mel. But anyway, I'm totally ruining this because you just should see it. But there's the band called Big Fun. They always have every time I say don't do it, I want to sing their song in the movie because all the kids were supposedly committing suicide, but they were killing them.
Yeah.
And so their song was teenage suicide, don't do it. Teenage suicide, don't do it. And everybody's like, big fun. It was big fun, not good fun. They had these big fun. I just spit everywhere. Yeah, Mr. Miyagi, whatever. Big fun, and it's like teenage suicide, don't do it.
Yeah.
So if you guys ever hear me singing that in the future, now you know why. Story's told, and that's all you get. All right, we did Airbnb. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, Amazon is teaching Alexa to analyze your emotions because why not? I don't know. I don't know what good this is going to do.
Oh, yeah, control it somehow.
Well, let's see. Amazon researchers think they found a better way to make emotionally savvy, like it's intelligent, get it? Artificial intelligence. Don't you think that's a little bit redundant?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay. In the ongoing quest to make smart...
Well, artificial intelligence is like an oxymoron.
What is savvy in front of it? Russian collusion, what is bung bung? I know what bunga bunga is, but what's bung bung?
I have no clue. I don't think I want to know.
Is it a movie? Is it a dance? I know what a bunga bunga is. A bunga bunga is a sex party, but with the elites, and they have like sex kittens, a bunch of MK Ultra stuff.
Ah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a video
on an island.
Today. Probably.
Oh,
Probably. Who knows? Well,
Like
Bohemian Grove style stuff,
Yeah, with the owl and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. An ongoing quest to make smart assistant Alexa better because she needs to know us better.
Right.
I better understand the humans with whom it. That is offensive to me. How dare they call Alexa an it? Okay. Anyway.
She's alive.
She's real. And
yeah. She talks to me.
Yeah, and she wants to know how I feel so that she can give me a hug.
Right.
Oh,
A
yeah,
cyber hug.
They taught Alexa to scan people's voices for signs of emotion. So you were asking how could they do that? That's how they're doing it.
Okay, yeah, for stress and the...
Because if I'm like,
right.
so if I go, excuse me, John, how dare you? And I have that pressure in my voice, and Alexa will probably assume I'm offended by
sense
something
anger.
you said.
I sense anger.
I sense Erin is offended yet again. She's always offended by John. John must be bad.
Because she chooses to be offended.
That's Alexa's progressive.
Oh. Progressive?
Which means that
you mean she's not conservative?
She wants you to be offended.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna probably instigate fights. Compared to conventional algorithm, the new self-teaching Alexa AI is 3% more accurate when determining the emotions being expressed in a sentence, according to a blog post probably by Vox or one of those assholes. Oh, I swore again.
Clink.
Okay, well, baby steps. Baby steps is key, and there you go.
There is also another thing, type of technology that would go hand in hand with, kind of hand in hand with this. It is, it's on my YouTube page, and what it is where they could take the video of a target, like say they want to make Donald Trump say and look like he said something that he never said.
Deepfakes.
Yes.
Okay, but I found an article yesterday that they're trying to put something into the cameras so that it can check if it's a deep fake or not. But how long is that going to take? It's not in our phones yet.
Yeah.
And it's not in our computers yet. But at least it's a start.
Right.
So there is I think there's some good white hats trying to battle that.
Yep.
But it's a real problem.
It is. And nowadays you can watch the news and you can say, well,
what?
Donald Trump said this
Whack
because
the dog.
I seen. Yeah, exactly. He said this. Here's a video of it. Show that he said it when actually he never did.
Wag the dog.
Yep.
Well, okay. I think I have one more. And it's funny to me because Google makes all this money and they have some high-end execs. Now, here's where I want to go with this, and I think you'll appreciate this, John.
Okay.
What is a pyramid scheme?
A pyramid scheme is where the people on the bottom pay money and do all the work, where the person up at the top gets all the money and doesn't have to do any work. Kind of like Walmart.
Right. Like a lot of these regular, everyday jobs that people think that they should go work their butts off. And what else do they have to do at a job? What do you have to pay out in a job that you shouldn't have to? It's illegal. You have to pay it to the government.
Taxes?
Income tax.
Okay, yeah. It's... I could go deeper into that.
Well, real quick, let's not.
Okay, yeah.
Because it sounds like it could take a minute. But what I want to say about this is a lot of people go to a job and have to pay income tax.
Right.
Which takes a chunk out of their money to give to the government to sell as bonds.
Right.
And make more interest off of our debt.
Yeah.
That's part of it, right? Don't you think that's kind of the...
My research has led me different path.
Okay, what do you think?
Well, when say you were going to work at Walmart, okay? You fill out your application. All right, Aaron, you're hired. What's the next thing you got to do?
A W-2.
Exactly. You're contracting with the government to pay taxes.
Okay, well, it's legalized theft.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Right, legalized. Right. So you're contracting with the government to pay taxes. You pay the taxes. Now, in society, we have creditors and we have debtors. The creditors get the money from the debtors. Right?
Yep.
Taxpayers are the debtors.
Yeah.
They're paying money towards the national debt.
Yes.
That's
which is what I mean by the income tax and being sold as bonds and everything, and then they get interest off of our debt.
Yeah, and there's not the only way they create bonds either. They also have prison bonds, where if you are arrested, you have a court case. That court case number is turned into what's called a QSIP number, which I believe is Commercial Uniform Securities Identification Process. It's an acronym that was created by the banks.
Yeah.
That case number is turned into a QSIP number. A bond is attached to it, and that case is sold on the bond market.
Right.
So and the jails are just the warehouse until that bond matures. You're being put into a jail until that bond on the bond market matures.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and I see what Black Eagle says. IRS jailed Erwin Schiff for telling people there is no law for... Now, there is no law to pay income tax.
There is not. There is a guy who actually went through the U.S. Code, who actually showed the U.S. Code and the Code of Federal Regulations, how they work together, the Constitution, all that, and it showed that, I think it's like Section 841 or something like that, it shows that legally you don't have to pay taxes.
Right. And if you go that far and work that hard, you'll probably get out of it. Now, here's the thing is, the reason I brought up this thing is we talked about Google, we talked about Walmart, and that the people at the top are making all the money and the people at the bottom aren't making anything. That sounds like a pyramid scheme to me.
It does.
Do you think 7K Metals is a pyramid scheme?
No.
So we are in a business, for those of you who just came in or don't know, it's called 7K Metals, and everybody says, oh, is that a pyramid scheme? Why do they say that?
Because they don't know it.
So what is it?
It's a business.
Right. So it's called network marketing.
Right.
And it is a business. You buy into your own business. If you bought a business, now you and I were talking earlier about buying a storefront.
Right.
And doing what we're doing here with raffling, because we could give the community, the local community, the ability to buy for less than spot by buying in on spots if they won.
Right.
Now, I said, I don't understand why I would get a storefront, John, because how much? No, just go with me on this, right?
Okay.
Why would I get a storefront? Because I would have to pay whatever amount of money to rent it, and the internet.
You'd have to pay rent. You'd have to pay internet. That's if you wanted to do it online. You could do it live,
which I would
face
want
to
to,
face,
right? Because I could do online and in person.
Right. You could access more people.
Right.
You'd have to pay electricity.
Yep.
Right.
If I had any employees, I'd have to pay them.
Right.
I'd have to cover their insurance,
Yeah.
and so there's a lot of overhead.
Right.
Which is not it doesn't make it a bad idea.
No, it's just more expensive.
Yeah.
Or it's
You have to have,
unattainable if you don't have the expenses to get it going.
exactly. You have to have more money up front. And what do most people do? They get a loan, a business
Yes, they get a
loan.
loan.
And then they hope that the business thrives. And if the business doesn't thrive, well, then they're out the loan and they're out all the money they spent just to even open it.
Right.
And-
But they're out more than all the money because they have to pay interest on that loan.
Interest? There we go.
Yes.
So now if you have the money, great. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the money, it's not. So now you're opening up a business. And I'm not saying that was a bad idea. I'm saying for me it wouldn't be good, right? As I don't want to do that. But I would totally join somebody else if they want to do it. So here's the thing is we belong to a company that costs at the most $500 to start your own business.
And that is a drop in the bucket compared to other businesses.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn this camera around because we don't need this screen anymore. But I don't care if people look at me because I do this all the time. So anyway, or you can start in at 500 or you can start in at 250.
250, yeah, but 240, 250.
I always do the 250 because I've been a part of this company since it opened, but it's a gold and silver company. This is why we own all this silver and why I can raffle silver and raffle gold. But it's also my business and it's how I earn an income. So when you think about income tax and going to a job, and that article was saying they had Google employees living basically in mobile homes or tents or whatever, working for Google. They go to a job, Walmart.
Right.
I mean, I don't know a lot of Walmart workers that are making a whole lot of money and setting aside a bunch of retirement money, right? I don't know a lot of
If they are, they're the Bentonville billionaires, which is the board of directors in Walmart.
the people up top.
Right, people at the top. Doug McMillan and everybody on down from him.
So everybody that comes onto my business has the ability to make no money and just buy gold and silver and never ever tell another person about it. They don't have to do the network marketing. Network marketing, by the way, networking is something we all do. I had to network to get to know Red Pill. I had to network to get to know John. I had to network to get to know James and SGT Report, Sean from SGT. All these people I know, I had to work really hard to meet them.
Right.
I had to bug them and get on their Twitters, and I'm like, hey, you know, LT from Man We Know, he and I talk once in a while. But I couldn't get that attention if I wasn't networking.
Right.
So this is as old as time. And so if I do that with gold and silver, which is what I do, I personally have earned $11,000.
Good.
They buy my gold and silver. They pay a lot of my bills, right?
Right.
Not enough to pay every month, but
Right. You're not driving a Bentley.
yeah,
But, you know.
and nor did they promise one like Mary Kay and all that stuff. They're
Yeah.
like, if you get to the top, you're like, you get to buy this, and that, which is cool. Like, I'm not even hating on that. I think it's pretty awesome.
I have actually seen one of the original Mary Kay pink cars.
I feel like there's one around town here.
There is one around town. When I was pushing cars for Walmart 5 years ago, in the Heights here, there was a car that was a pink Cadillac.
Oh, a Cadillac even. That's,
I don't know, it was a pink Cadillac.
well, you know, they do Lexuses now, so I would believe it.
All
It was a
right.
Cadillac.
Well, it was a pink Cadillac, and it was one of the original Mary Kay cars that the guy's wife owned. Well, they walked into the store, and I noticed that the window was down. It's a classic car. It was like in the 50s.
Oh, yeah.
The window was
Oh,
down.
that
The
sounds
keys were
pretty
still
cool.
in the ignition.
What?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I stayed around the area to guard it, you know, because I appreciate old cars like that. I didn't want to see anything happen to it. So I kept pushing cars and working and stuff. The guy came out, and I said, "Sir, is this your car?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "Well, the keys were in the ignition, and the window was down." And his wife said, "Did you leave the window down again?" He goes, "Yeah."
But normally they just leave the keys in there.
He says, "We're from the country. That's what we always do."
Oh, yeah. I do it too. And I have a 1993 Cadillac.
Yeah.
That Cadillac out there is a 93, and it only had 116,000 miles on it when I bought it
Wow.
for $800.
Really?
And it runs fine.
I have an older vehicle that I paid more for.
Yeah.
I have a '78 Dodge truck that I paid $1,500 for.
Does it run well?
Doesn't run well, but
Probably a bit of a
it's
gas
not a
filter.
paperweight, you know.
Yeah. Well, I lucked out, but I was praying for something with that. Got that. I had an Expedition that was guzzling $60 a week in gas. And I was able to sell that, but when I sold it, I was honest. When it was sold,
$60 a week.
when it was sold to me, I was lied to. So when I sold it, I told the truth. I said, I don't know when this car's going to go. It's got engine problems. It probably needs a new engine, or just probably needs to be chucked altogether. But the woman needed a car so badly that she bought it. She still drives it today. So
Good.
anyway, we brought all that up, and the reason we brought all that up is because we belong to a company that's multi-level network marketing, and people hate on it, and yet they go to work for a job where they have to pay income tax. I don't pay. I can write off everything. I write off my mileage. I write off my gas. I write off my food. I write off the things. I can write off my silver. I don't want the government to know everything I buy, though.
Right.
So I don't write off everything I buy.
A government big enough to give you everything you need is big enough to take everything you have.
Oh, absolutely.
Thomas
And they don't have
Jefferson
anything.
said that.
And they don't have anything.
No.
They own nothing.
They're parasites. The banking industry.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. We could go on. So we could go on forever because obviously we know a lot of the same information. He knows a little bit more. But he brought me, and Lisa, I'm glad you're here. You won the bullet if you didn't know.
Congratulations.
So, yay. So anyway, we talk about this because it is a way to buy gold and silver at the best price outside of a raffle. Okay, at the best price that you're going to just buy it. Comes physically. That's why we have physical silver. Like this is John's. That's why we have physical silver, because it comes to us. And so we also can earn an income. John doesn't do that yet. He talks to people, but he says, I'll do that when I'm ready.
Right.
And I say, that's great, because you should just buy. I just want you to be able to do that. And so he's doing that. And me, I'm like, oh, everybody needs to hear about it. In the beginning, I was far too aggressive, if you can believe that.
It's one of the philosophies I have is that you can't help others unless you help yourself first.
Right. And that is so true, because I used your story all the time. Mm-hmm. And do you mind if I share what
Sure, go ahead.
So something he told me when he first signed up was, I want to sign up, but I'm probably not going to buy anything for a year, is what you told me.
Right.
Because you said you wanted to make sure you had the income and that you could put it towards that every month. Like Mike Maloney talks about putting a certain amount every month towards gold and silver.
Right.
And that you should be able to do that, right? You can't neglect your bills for it. You don't go into debt for it. That's exactly the opposite of what you want to do.
Right.
And I said, this is great, because he understood the business aspect of getting in at the time you got in, so it holds your place. And then you understood that you would utilize that when you were ready to utilize that. And then now you obviously have some silver, and it's all happening in your time. But you had, to me, what I saw was somebody that understood it from beginning to end.
Right.
Understood the whole idea.
I live by 3 principles. They were the original 3 principles of common law. Do no harm, trespass upon nobody's property, and do all you've agreed to do.
Ah, yes. I've learned to do that one.
All other laws are based upon those 3 principles of common law.
Yeah, if you do that, then everything's going to go pretty... I mean, people are going to hate you for it, but oh well.
Oh, that's them. That's their choice if they want to hate you.
At the end of the day, you have peace,
Right.
and I have peace, and we sleep. Those people aren't sleeping at night.
Yep.
So I think this is great. We went well over the time I usually go. I usually stop at 8, and I didn't even notice that it was 8:20.
Oh, well.
So it's just fine with me. I don't have a set time, because we just do this kind of on the fly. Sometimes the raffles go fast. Sometimes they're longer, like a 2-day thing, but never have I ever had to carry them for weeks at a time. So congratulations to Red Pill. Congratulations to Dave, who already knows. He saw that he won. And Lisa. I'm very excited for you guys. Lisa, email me your address or P.O. Box so that I can mail that to you. I already have Red Pills because he has won before. And then Dave, if you're on there, but I'll get a hold of you later. I need a mailing address for you. This was John Smith. He works with me in 7K Metals, but he's also incredibly smart. He knows a lot of stuff. In fact, when he and I first met, he was telling me a lot of this stuff that we talked about, and I was like, "Sounds very interesting, John."
I remember that. We were in the coffee shop when you
And he's like, "I've got DVDs."
I kind of overwhelmed her, because one of the things I do is I see stuff on YouTube, and I don't know if it's going to be there tomorrow or not. And if I want to help other people with this information, I download it.
Yeah. You can download YouTube's, by the way, guys. Super easy.
I burn it on videos. And when I used to do gun shows, I used to have a whole table full of DVDs that dealt with alternative energy, alternative medicine.
That's super smart.
Money, government, etc., etc. And I used to give them away. The reason I gave them away instead of selling them is because you can't put a price on knowledge. And the only profit I wanted to do with that is to have the satisfaction that somebody's learning something worthwhile.
Which is great, because it's easy for us to get caught up, because we do a lot of work. Like, I do a lot of work on my YouTube videos. But at the end, even if all I did was just sit here and record my voice going, okay, guys, you need to know this, there might become a time where that's what it needs to be. It's going to be like the book of Eli.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to have to be something where maybe we don't even have those, and we're going to have to use our memories, which I think you and I do well.
Mm-hmm.
We're able to talk about a lot of this stuff for memory because we've gotten to know it so well. We talk about it, we read about it, and then we repeat it out loud.
Right.
And that's where it just really gets stuck. So, yeah.
Well, that's part of the trivium.
Well, a new thing I have to learn.
The trivium is like, let's say you're building a house. This is what Jan Irving taught me.
Okay.
A lot of people know who Jan Irving is in California. He teaches the trivium.
I will, though, pretty soon. I have a feeling.
Trivium is three rows crossing. It's Latin for three rows crossing, three rows meeting, whatever. Anyways, you got grammar, logic, and rhetoric. Picture yourself building a house. Grammar is all the parts of the house that you need to build it.
Oh, I do remember this a little bit.
Logic is the house properly put together, standing on its own. Rhetoric is teaching somebody else how to build that house.
Okay. Well,
and it has to be in that order, grammar, logic, and rhetoric.
I looked into it. I must have looked into it a little bit because I remember this a little bit.
Right.
So now that you're bringing it up, and I will do that again because I like that there's someone that I can talk to. I have people I can talk to on the phone, which is great. I have you in person that I can talk to. So would you, of course, we're going to do some pictures of the silver that you brought before you go.
Sure.
You guys don't have to be a part of it, don't worry. And then you'll take some pictures and share it, and we'll find out what people like the most, and we'll raffle that.
Okay.
But would you want to come on here again sometime and do this kind of stuff?
Sure, I would love to. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I think it was fun, and I think that John is a wealth of information. I think he could teach a lot of us a lot of things, which in the beginning I didn't want to know. But here I am.
Yep.
I've come around. I've taken a few red pills since then, so.
Could I share my YouTube channel? Okay.
Yes.
I have a YouTube channel that has a whole bunch of videos that I've downloaded from other sites and stuff with their permission and stuff. If you go to youtube.com/KD7ONE.
KD7ONE.
That's Kilo Delta number 7 Oscar November Echo. That KD7ONE is my amateur radio call sign.
Like that, right?
Yes, just like that.
Just like that.
And you
Looks
will
like
see.
Zone. Well, that's how I make mine.
I call it KD71.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My stepson's KD70NF.
Also, give him your 7K Metals website.
My 7K Metals is 7kmetals.com/trivium.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Duh.
TRIVIUM.
Perfect. I don't even think I need to write that down because hopefully you guys know that. But yeah, TRIVIUM. And he has his own website. And the reason you don't need mine is because everything he does works for me. We're a team. That's what we do. It's 100% sharing. It's great. I don't make it. I don't get percentages. I don't cut anything off of what he does, and he doesn't cut anything off of what I do. So it's team James. As James mentioned, he's in the chat. He's part of it.
Okay,
and if you guys didn't know, Red Pill is signed up too.
All right, good deal.
Yeah, Red Pill.
Yep.
Don't tell Noble Gold. But actually, I can talk about this on my channel, but he can't talk about it on his, and that's fine. So there you go. We are all part of the family, and we appreciate you. God bless. I always pray the armor of God over anyone that's listening, over myself, of course, and anyone that's learning. Like we said, make sure you just prepare your minds and hearts, because if you're not supposed to read it, don't do it. Don't ever get into something that you're not supposed to do and find that you have a demon inhabiting in your house because you called its name. So,
well, if you have a question, ask your head and ask your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart will always answer first before your head does.
I think the immediate answers are usually the right one. Mm-hmm. So thanks, John.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for coming. I think it was fun. I love this kind of stuff. I could go on forever, but we're going to not go on forever. We're going to go over and out. And if you need anything else, write a question in the chat. I'm going to leave it open for a while, and I'll be able to answer, or James can answer. We're all on the same page there. Give me a few minutes to say goodnight to John and get some pictures of this stuff. But we will definitely be back again with John in the future. So God bless and good night, guys. I appreciate you very much. Over and out.